Hello and welcome to Cut to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always. I'm joined by Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hey.
And we're back recording in person, and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine with the world.
So optimistic.
So naive.
Vaccines work, the coronavirus has been defeated, we're going to have a new royal yacht. It's going to be amazing.
Royal yacht?
Yeah. I'm not actually joking, everything's shit and we're all going to die very young.
And they're spunking £200 million on a royal yacht.
Well, let's say by the time you've taken into everyone taking a little bit more, it'll be 400 million.
Yeah, and there's families that have to choose between heating or food.
Yeah, what can you do? We need that yacht though, Mike.
Is it for the Queen?
It'll be called the HMS Prince Philip and it'll go around the world, drumming up support for us. Everyone will go, oh, here's the Brits with their little boats again.
And the Queen will go on it, or will it just...
I doubt it.
Yeah, I very much doubt she'll be alive by the time it's been built. Then again, you never know. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Lsd Island.
But first,
we'll thank some new and returning listeners. So let's start from somewhere. Baraboo is that Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Love it. Baraboo. Newton Abbey in the United Kingdom. Dahar in Qatar. You want to be careful what you listen to, buddy. Campinas in Brazil. Shrewsbury, United Kingdom, just up the road from us. Coal City, Illinois. Well, that's imaginatively named. I imagine it's a mining community. Just going to throw that out there. Waynesboro, Virginia, is that? Leon in Mexico. Saint Eustache in Canada. Dawsonville in Georgia. Caloocan City in the Philippines. Pune in India. You watch out for that COVID, mate. Mexico City. Bedford, United Kingdom. Warrington, Pittsburgh. Into the top 10 we go. Brussels, Belgium, as I see you back. Bengaluru, India, same as you. Hoard all the oxygen you can, buddy. Guadalajara, Spain. Boardman, Oregon. Ashburn, Virginia. And Porterville in Missouri, all in the top 5 this week. Welcome back. We are back now.
Yep, took a little break, didn't we?
Yeah, lockdown was pissing us all off. Recording on Skype was shite. Let's talk about Lsd Island.
Right.
It's actually called Alicudi. It is a small volcanic island off the northern coast of Sicily. So we've just finished watching the part Sopranos. Hey, what's with your baba ganoush? Is that more Jewish?
Sounded a bit Jewish, Yiddish.
Nah. Do you ever go?
Oh, shit with accents.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just comes out Indian.
Hey, you fuck your mother.
What the hell do you
That's
think
better.
you're doing?
That's better. They do. It's the Sopranos. I say that all the time.
A poo though, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a poo.
I'm not
He's
doing
banned now, so
You can't do a poo anymore.
No.
You can't. It's not allowed. In 1835, it was referred to by French writer Alexander Dumas. I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Dumas, I think it's pronounced.
Sorry, Mr. Culture. He said,
Dumas.
he said, it is harder to find a sadder, more dismal and more desolate place than this unfortunate island.
Oh, he's not meant to tell for, does he?
Clearly not. It's a centre of the earth forgotten by creation and stuck in an era of chaos.
What me does Santa tell me?
I think the French fucker, she's a drop his pretentious French ideas. Gotta exaggerate everything, the French, haven't they? So the island itself is it's rocky, isolated, it's sparsely inhabited, there are no cars, even now.
Wow.
Only the eastern half of the island is lived on, the western island is just volcanic rock. It's a desolate, and the only inhabited areas of the island are visited by scaling steep steps etched into the rock. Residents rely on donkeys to carry heavy loads up and down from the village. Presumably fat tourists as well.
Yeah.
Then the poor donkeys end up with spine problems.
Yeah.
Twats. But despite its size and stark landscape, the tiny island has made quite a name for itself. Now there's some discussion about dates, and I'm going to go with between 1903 and 1905 this was reported the most. It was carrying on up to the 50s at least, and it may go back to the 1600s. Those are the 3 dates I got for this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So definitely from 1905.
Definitely in the turn of the 20th century, probably from the 1600s, but
Yeah.
because
No records were kept.
no records are being kept.
Certainly not on that island.
Certainly not. That's very true. It would have been even more isolated back then, so,
Yeah.
you know, the locals started seeing some strange shit, to put it bluntly. They started seeing some strange shit, including witches feasting on remote beaches, talking Hessian sax, women growing wings and just flying off.
That's what they'd do to me if I was on an island.
Oh, telling me
I'm not saying I repel women or anything.
he's not saying you repel women to the point that they grow wings and fly off rather than speak to you.
Yeah.
Well, Claire hasn't grown wings
That's
yet.
true. But she's
She's-
married, doesn't count.
Yeah, she's just not repelled by you physically or emotionally.
Moving on.
Ghosts, clones, and pebbles falling from the sky.
Oh, you
That's
just-
my idea of fucking hell. Clones falling from the sky.
Oh, it's raining clowns again.
I'll get the shotgun. Also, you had cruel sorceresses, and we'll get a little bit more into this in a second, who would straddle the bows of the fishing boats to make them sink, casting evil spells. They would cast spells that are evil eye spells. There'd be defecating ghosts,
Wow.
and men turning into donkey and pig men. But this is up to the 1950s, right? And basically a load of hippies turned up after realising that these sound very much like LSD trips, and whatever these guys are having, we want some of it too.
In the 50s,
In the
I was going to
60s.
say, because LSD, when was it manufactured?
I'm not sure.
Early 60s? Late
Yeah,
50s?
it's when it exploded, isn't it? It probably, probably invented in the 50s, but this
Yeah.
is a natural LSD
Yeah.
supplement, isn't it? It's called ergot, or ergot. We'll get to it. The flying women were dubbed Mariara, and that means sorceress. And at night these witches would stare at the mirror, cover their bodies with a special ointment, and then all fly together over the sea to go on a shopping spree to Sicily and the mainland, bringing back food and in plentiful abundance, because the food wasn't in plentiful abundance on the island. But yeah, so someone's surviving off these witches, these sorceresses.
No, it's just some fucking guy tripping his balls off eating seaweed on the beach thinking it's fucking caviar.
with
or
a
something.
blanket over his head.
Yeah. Witches have fed me tonight.
Oh, it's mad though. This is happening in the 1600s.
Yeah. Everybody on the island just tripping balls every day.
They reckon the Brits were the ones who introduced the ergot to the island.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, by accident. Because we gave them some food off the boats, and all the stuff on the boats would have been
Oh, of course.
mildly mouldy. And then they got into. Then it
Yeah,
got
heat
into
and
the.
water is not a good place to keep food, is it really?
No.
No, because of eyewitness testimony. Well, not eyewitness testimony, but certainly hand-me-downs. Pepperino Taranto owns the island's only hotel, and says that these are not, quote, in capitals, N-O-T, not fairy tales.
Okay.
The last flying Marana, that the sorceresses, died in 1948, apparently. These women did fly, they just didn't need broomsticks. They would gather together with the other gliding ladies and fly over the sea. Even men flew. It was a sect of flying humans. Mothman.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's fantastic. A bishop told me that these people have made a pact with the devil in order to possess magical powers and fly. Now, I'd take some demon wings, wouldn't you?
What have you got to exchange?
Well, you know, probably your soul. But bat wings at will, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, then you just get coronavirus and die.
But would you?
The origin of coronavirus
Yeah.
there.
But you'd be the host, you'd be immune, you can spread it on.
Yeah, bats are immune, aren't they?
Yeah. So we spread the stuff on.
I don't know, a lot of people are going to be scared. They're all going to be trying to shoot you.
You go shopping to Sicily and the mainland of Italy with your bat wings.
Cover of darkness.
Yeah. How easy would that be? Now, there's a lot of talk of magic on the island because it was discovered by the fucking ancient Greeks, this place.
Yeah.
Right. And they didn't like it very much. They said it was shit.
They got some imaginations though as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have. They certainly have. Can't knock the ancient Greeks. Silvio, a fisherman, is what he says he's a tornado cutter. You see, these whirlwinds, right? The island is known for having these whirlwinds at sea. Something to do with the way that it's battered by the opposing winds of the Mediterranean. And their theory for that is, obviously, you know, there's the meteorological reason we know now. They thought that these naughty flying women would create vortexes in the sea to punish their naughty fisherman husbands. Which I love, that's fantastic. But he's a tornado cutter. He can cut through these. As a ritual he does every Christmas Eve. This is a quote, right? I'm quoting this from Silvio. He does every Christmas Eve since he was 20. I say a special prayer that gives him the power to kill whirlwinds for 12 months. Now, while he's saying this to this reporter, he's like cutting the air with a knife. He's like, whoosh, 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 doing all these elaborate movements. Just I visualise cutting the whirlwind in my mind. And I say this special prayer because I've got the power to do it, and it just vanishes within 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Where's the proof of that?
There isn't any. Just what Silvio says. Yeah. And Silvio's probably been tripping balls for most of his life. He's an old guy. For the fundamental part of his mental development, he was spending high off his tits on LSD. And then his dad says, "You're my firstborn son, Silvio. I've got to teach you the power. You've got to be a whirlwind splitter. You're a tornado cutter now, mate. You're going to teach you because you only pass it on to your firstborn son. You see, this power, and only on Christmas Eve can be done. It's a secret formula." He says,
Santa's seed.
Not only has he got to be a real whirlwind cutter, he's also got to find a wife and have a firstborn son. The pressure. Fuck.
Yeah. So this special prayer gives him the power to kill whirlwinds for 12 months.
Why only 12 months?
It's say it again every Christmas Eve. I guess it's like the deal. What do you reckon?
Well, that's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
It can only be passed on to male sons. And
I think he's eating too much mouldy bread.
It's worth pointing out, though, that some tornado cutters use different methods to Silvio and his knife and the visualisation. They pull down their trousers and vent out their fear to the storm.
Farting in the wind, basically.
Yeah, basically, I think you fart at the tornado. Or
fart at you, sir, in your general direction.
Or defecate onto the deck of your ship. You're letting out your fear, you're venting it out. And that dispels the tornado.
Is that why it's called the poop deck?
Yay! I think you might get the crowd of puns for that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's that one.
There you go. Take it. King of puns for the week. However, this power only apparently lies in the buttocks of firstborn sons.
The sacred buttocks.
Aleister Crowley said, "Magic is in the butthole." Well, I'm paraphrasing him, but he said something similar.
As he was ribbing a goat.
As he was being fucked by another man while ribbing a goat and doing coke off the goat's anus, he said, "Magic is in the butthole."
What the snort?
He was a champion power bottom, Mr. Crowley. Never forget that. That's an episode coming soon. I want to revisit Crowley. I bought a biography of him written by the guy from Blondie.
Magic's in the butt. the listeners, I was miming ribbing a goat.
What's more impressive is that you can do a passable visual impression of ribbing a goat.
Yeah, did you point?
Just, throw it out there. So why are people seeing this? Well, apart from the fact that they're tripping balls. Or maybe this shit's real. Maybe this place is... is there a sect of devil-worshipping flying men and women on the island who are creating this shit? I don't know.
No. I'll go for no.
They're not just eating something,
We'll get to it.
some peyote.
Yeah. Peyote. Are the gates to the underworld located on the island? Does the veil that separates dimensions wax thin on Alicudi? Should we panic? Should we scoop out each other's brains and eat the gooey mess inside?
Yes, Ben.
Or is there a less far out explanation?
I'll go for the less far out.
I'm going for there's like only a handful of people and they've all gone a bit crazy.
Inbreeding.
Something like that.
There probably is some inbreeding going on, because I'm pretty sure this island even now only has a population of like around 100. It's a tiny little place. It's a hard life. There's a shortage of food, or was. Which may take us to the next point. Now, rye, right, was a vital staple of bread and biscuits back in the day. Couldn't make it without rye. Grind that rye into flour, boom. Unfortunately, the rye plant is also susceptible to a fungal infection known as ergot. They call it the devil's fungus because it gets these little black horns.
Oh.
You know when your stuff's infected because it gets these little black growths and horns on it, which I think is kind of cool. And that produces an alkaloid called lysergic acid.
LSD.
That's the basic compound of LSD. Has anyone ever taken LSD?
Nope.
I've done mushrooms.
Did you trip? Did you hallucinate?
I did hallucinate. I was lying on my sofa and I saw sort of Celtic sort of bands and like the tattoos you have.
Yeah, the 90s frat boy tattoo.
Yeah, and they were sort of like travelling over the ceiling in rainbow colours. And then I felt really, really sick. And then I was like chucking up all night, but
Is it worth it?
no, not really. And I've got some like posters in my, and one was Pikachu in my bathroom, and it was like breathing and coming towards me. But
Pikachu, cute in the cartoon, probably fucking terrifying in real life.
yeah, it was coming out the wall,
You're coming out of a wall, heavy breathing.
and I was just like on the, just lying
Pikachu's
on
gonna
the
slit
floor.
your Pikachu's gonna slit your throat.
Did you gain any sort of insights?
Yeah, don't do mushrooms again, and maybe try LSD in its purer form, and maybe you won't be so sick. Because I don't know, maybe it's something in the actual mushroom that's maybe it's not the LSD, it's the mushroom, and maybe I stewed it up too long. I don't know. It was a harsh coffee.
Oh, so you had a coffee, you didn't just eat it?
No, stewed up all the mushrooms until then the water was pretty much black, and then just added a bit of coffee and a bit of sugar and milk, and then it was like really mushroomy coffee.
Oh, I couldn't have drunk it. I hate mushrooms. I hate the mushroom juice even more.
I like mushrooms, I like coffee. I'll have to
You
have it
strain
with
the mushrooms out, you don't, you're not picking the mushrooms out your teeth. But no, I wouldn't do it again. I'd try it in its pure form, really. Or a tab or something.
Or a sheet of paper.
Yeah, and lick it off, yeah.
I did ayahuasca.
Hey?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah, that's DMT, isn't it?
Right, okay. What's that then?
That's what they do in the Brazilian rainforest.
Okay.
You must have heard about it. The shamans.
Yeah.
And it's like LSD, but you go through a ritual and
You have to purge yourself,
you have to
don't you?
puke
I was going to say,
everything
doesn't that make you feel really sick?
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot like the mushrooms, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'd hope that
Yeah.
LSD in its pure form wouldn't make you feel sick, and you just get the visuals and be all like, whoa.
Yeah.
Apparently microdosing is good for depression.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
LSD, yeah. There's studies in it now, psilocybin in it.
Yeah, they're actually trialing it. That microdosing LSD might be actually really, really good for depression.
Yeah, because in therapy, what you do is you create new pathways for your brain.
Okay.
Well, what you can do with these microdosing, you do in days what takes months to do with therapy.
The therapist song, I like that.
Well, it's best combined with the two, I think. But
Is it just lighting up new neural pathways, or is it...
yeah, severing old ones that are,
Right, okay.
that are useless or damaged or whatever.
Yeah, but if you eat this ergo, you'll trip balls. Big time. Especially if you're mixing it into all the bread and biscuits. But why eat it? Because I wouldn't fancy eating mouldy rye.
Well, they're starving, aren't they? There's no other food.
Well, that's it, yeah. Historically, the island was food poor.
Yeah.
It's precious. So mouldy or not, it was eaten. It'd be on pasta and everything. Just stew it up, boil it for tomorrow. What's left? Can't afford to get more stuff. If it was mouldy, fuck it. Be good for you. Put hairs on your chest, that will, as my dad would say.
But it was all stored in the same house, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've only got so many grain silos, and when it's ground to flour, they've stored it, and it's probably been contaminated in the storage rooms for fucking years.
Hundreds of years, possibly.
This stuff's just on the walls, mixing with all the stuff that isn't mouldy. The infection just continues and continues. If you have a severe reaction, you get ergotism. It's called Saint Anthony's fire.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, insert diarrhea joke here. Saint Anthony's fire. Oh, had a curry last night, got Saint Anthony's fire. So you get skin rashes, seizures, and I was really disappointed. And then just at the bottom of the article it said, and diarrhea. I was like, yes! Yes! Skin rashes, seizures, and the shits. That's something you don't want. So everyone's only tripping their balls off. They all look like diuretic lepers who are having seizures. Now, ergot does have historical uses. It was used by druids, priests, shamans, etc., to torture the gods, or give
it's like Ayahuasca with the shamans now.
Yeah. Or give it to their followers to receive visions. Like, here, drink this.
Yeah.
Lie in the woods for an hour, see what happens. You'll get a visit from somebody. Yeah. Probably a rotting goat that's come to life and wants to devour your flesh, especially if you trip out badly. Some historians think that ergot played a part in the Salem witch hunt of 1692.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, because Mrs. Goody eats her fucking ergot bread, has a trip out, says that fucking Mrs. Jones over the road's got fucking devil wings and flies off to go and get some supplies. Yeah. Witch! I think it says a lot for these people in Alicudi that they didn't go down that route.
Yeah.
Probably because it was all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The local church in the 50s did sort of declare the bread devil's bread, because they are literally the fucking, they're killjoys on at the church. Yeah. Oh, everyone's seeing witches and shit on this bread. No, devil's bread. Devil's bread.
Not the devil's cabbage.
Fucking spoil sports. And people just basically, because in the 60s things improved a little bit, they started getting more food brought to the island, then people just stopped eating it and it died out. But some of the older inhabitants to this day believe the sightings of the witches and ghosts were real.
Yeah, but they do. They lived for 30 years seeing it before the diet changed and they stopped. It's going to leave a big impression on you, isn't it?
But is it though?
Of course it is.
It won't be those people that make the connection. It'll be the people after that, that are not seeing it, won't it?
I mean, the thing is with the Italians, right, and the Catholics full stop, is a very superstitious bunch of people, aren't they, the Catholics? And when you get little rural Catholic communities, you get a very superstitious bunch of people. Especially if they're all fishermen who are like the most superstitious people out of everybody. So they start tripping balls when they get back to land, or tripping balls out at sea, and he thinks if he farts at a fucking hurricane and it dissipates one day, then that must be it. That must be what it is. I don't know, I like the theory that there's something creepy going on the island.
Like what?
I don't know, some cult, some sect of something going on, and maybe they weren't... Maybe they were the guys that were running the island and were devil worshippers, and they knew about the ergot but kept everyone on it so that they wouldn't tell anybody about it. He said, oh my god, look at those witches on the beach, and they're all sat there around a big long table in black robes eating.
It's just ignorance, I think. They didn't know what was happening to them, so they just thought it was normal. You speak to your neighbour, you say, did you see that half man, half pig person the other day. Like,
Oh yeah, man bear pig.
Yeah.
Man bear pig, yeah, I see him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are they all having the same sort
Because
of...
they're all hallucinating.
Shared hallucinations
Yeah.
a possibility, isn't it? If you're all...
If you see a pig on a road, yeah, and like you said with your Pikachu, if everyone sees the Pikachu thing, they're gonna say the same thing, aren't they?
Mm.
So they might have shared hallucinations. Just by seeing a pig, they think it's a man pig.
Or look at it in other ways, like you're out there tilling your field or on your boat, doing whatever. You've just eaten some bread, you start tripping your balls off, and there's a guy next to you on another boat or in the other field, and you're like, hey Giuseppe, see that man pig over there? And of course then that puts the idea in his head that there's a man pig over there, like, and he's tripping already.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah man, that man pig, he's fucking, you want to cast off, he's coming this way. He looks angry. Quick fart at him. Venture fear from your buttocks, you're the firstborn son.
The power's in the buttock.
Magic is in the butthole.
So they're all just running around on this island, like, you know, tripping their balls off from these people, suggesting to each other, and yeah, nah.
I think it's a conspiracy by the leaders of the island who are actually Satanists. They knew the ergo thing was going on and they were using to keep the population down while they got involved in all sorts of satanic shit on the beach.
No proof of that.
It's as good as anything.
The reason's there, isn't it? It's the bread. It's
Yeah, but they knew about the bread they were using to keep the population down.
They're, like you say, they're ignorant, the poor community. They're not educated, they don't know.
How much fun would it have been to live there until you start seeing man pigs at the foot of your bed at night? Or did you see them as well, Mike?
I think it would be fun.
To live there.
Yeah.
Not if I was a fisherman.
If you were on LSD every day,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but everybody else is. That's the key. If you're the only one tripping balls,
It'd feel quite normal after a while, wouldn't
that's
it?
what I mean.
What about your tolerance levels?
Man pig again.
Hey, you see Carlo turned into a donkey last week?
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's all normal now, isn't it? We're used to this.
What about their tolerances? Wouldn't the tolerance go up?
Don't know, maybe the air got stronger, is it?
Well, I suppose if they're keeping it in the same
Yeah.
room, it's only, the walls are only going to get mouldier until
Yeah.
maybe all the walls are covered in it. You know, because they're just stone silos, aren't
Yeah.
they? So it's a damp, perfect fucking thing for a dark, damp environment for fungus to grow.
Yeah.
So yeah, the walls of these things are probably covered in ergot that was just dripping into the grain and getting mouldy on that.
Yeah. And who eats bread? Everybody?
Everyone's
Unless they're wheat intolerant.
no, that back then.
No.
You either ate bread or you died. Oh, I'm gluten free for me. No,
You had the diarrhea anyway, so you wouldn't know if you were gluten, you know.
Oh yeah, because you eat too much of it and you get sent out to this fire with shit in your gut. Oh.
Be fish and bread, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, just imagine being the toilet cleaner on the island, tripping your balls, tripping off your fucking tits, and everyone's got sent out to this fire and shitting like there's no tomorrow, and you've got to go and empty that out. And you're tripping as well.
They probably have the compost toilets, wouldn't they?
They probably invented the first raves. Everybody sees it and
And then the
flicking the lights switch on and off.
and the Catholic Church came along and ruined it all. It's alright to fuck kids, but it's not alright to fucking have some ergot in your bread. Twats. Ugh. That's all I got.
It's mad, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just... But this thing's happened before. This is just the biggest example of it. I do believe that like any witch trial or something like that where people have started seeing shit, maybe a lot of early cryptid sightings. Can you actually trust any cryptid sighting from before a certain point along this thinking? Because so like all these like pioneers who saw the Jersey Devil or Bigfoot,
You can't
anything like that,
eyewitness.
because they could have mouldy bread, they could just be tripping off their tits.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, they're going to be drinking mead or whatever.
Well, everyone would drink booze because it was better than drinking water. Fermentation killed the bacteria, didn't it? So everyone drank booze, and then you've got everyone tripping their tits off as well. Can you trust any sighting of anything before a certain date?
Well, you can't trust it now. Most UFO sites. What?
I thought all UFO sightings are perfectly viable.
Most UFO sightings are pissed people come back from the pub.
Seeing
It
the
all
moon.
happened at about 11 o'clock at night, and they're seeing the moon and thinking it's a UFO.
That is true.
That's why you can't rely on it in court. Just that. You need more.
You know, I've never seen a UFO and it really annoys me.
I think I have. I think I've told you before.
Yeah. I've never seen anything
11.
strange.
10 or 11.
And it really, really bugs me. I'll be like, take me fucking with you, you twats! Unless you're going to eat me. Don't eat me.
But I have been playing on the computer for like about 10 hours straight. It may have affected my brain. Do you know what I mean? But I think when I got up, I looked out and I just saw something just shoot off from behind the trees, like a split second.
I've probably played Call of Duty so long, you know, like the little tinkle when the people drop the grenade as they die. Yeah, I've gone to sleep, like tried to go to sleep and heard the tinkle. So yeah, I could believe that, Mike. That, you know.
Dead Man's Hand, isn't it? Or Martyr.
Yeah,
It's a death perk, isn't it? Yeah. I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a lot as well. Level 70, gold bar at 50 cal. Yeah, that's it for Lsd Island, I think. We're going to finish on some fucked up facts.
Can I get the theme tune?
Facts, fucked up facts.
In 2018, garbage collectors in Turkey started a library of discarded books. Rather than putting them in landfills, they retrieve them and add them to the collection.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, love that.
That's fantastic.
Great.
Wow, we've all agreed on something.
In Western history, beards have been most popular when an overabundance of single men compete for spouses.
Interesting. We both have beards at the moment.
It's a big thing lately, isn't it? Well, the last few years it's been very beardy.
I think it's just the fashion. I don't think these things come and go. I mean, look at the Victorians. They loved a beard. They loved facial hair. And then shows like, I suppose, Vikings. You know, the Norse had beards. They loved a beard, the Norse, didn't they? It's hard to shave at sea. You know, it's just cool, isn't it? Even if you can grow one. I'm trying. It's annoying because I've got a really great moustache. The moustache is fine. And down here is fine, and the chin's fine, just everything else is shit.
Contra freeloading describes the behaviour of animals that choose to do a task for food, even when there is other food freely available.
Wow, so like a mouse in a maze is like, yeah, I'll go through your maze. Alright.
Yeah, even though there's other food available. It has been observed in rats, dogs, gerbils, fish, birds and monkeys.
I don't agree with the dogs. I'll do anything for food, they don't care. As long as there's food at the end of it, they're happy.
However, there has never been a sign of contra freeloading among domestic cats. They will do no tasks for food.
That's true. Yeah, cats are lazy bastards.
Some of them aren't.
Like, cats are just arrogant.
Yeah.
That's why the Egyptians worshipped them. Like, any creature that arrogant must have something going for it on a divine level. Surely.
Alright, here's a quiz question for you. Who is the only person to be inducted in the Science Fiction and Fantasy Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't know, give us a clue.
Well, he's a singer. He is a singer, British singer and an actor.
David Bowie.
Well done.
Oh yeah, because of course Ziggy Stardust, Spies from Man Who Fell to Earth, wasn't it? That was a movie.
And Labyrinth.
And Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't watched Labyrinth in a long time. I don't want to go back to that movie just in case it's shit.
It is.
I suspect it would be. That's why
It's one of the things. Don't go back to it. Just leave it. And
Yeah.
it was great.
The last time I was ill, I watched the real Ghostbusters animated series, and it was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
And it's just like, well, every episode is exactly the fucking same, but you didn't know as a kid because you had to wait a week between them.
Yeah.
Watch them all in one go, you realise that this is exactly the fucking same as the last one. It's different ghosts. It was like, oh.
Yeah. I tried doing that. My favourite cartoon I used to love as a kid, The Mysterious Cities of Gold. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember that?
Didn't they have a
The
big
golden
gold bird they flew
Yeah.
around? Yeah, it was. I didn't like that one.
I used to love that.
There was no Transformers or real Ghostbusters though, was it?
I went back and watched it a few years ago and it was a bit bollocks.
Was it? Never go back.
In the 1950s, the British Post Office cats received a salary for their mousing services.
Ah,
Adjusted for inflation, they made about £200 per year.
what'd they spend it on? What's the? Here you go, Chester. He's 200 quid.
200 tins of tuna.
Is he his salary? Right, he's off. I used to got these videos of cats like going to little bars and
Some of that
little
cat
wallets.
crack, that catnip crack.
Oh,
Yeah.
catnip. Yeah,
That's what they're spending it on.
yeah, they're spending it on catnip and booze, aren't they? And that's why there were so many alcoholic cats in the 60s. Maybe.
Russians drank so much vodka celebrating the end of World War II that Moscow ran out of it.
I can believe it. I can fully believe it.
But there were riots after that.
And you'd have fucking drank all the vodka if you'd lived through that as well.
Yeah, especially Stalingrad.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, that film, The Death of Stalin, that is fucking brilliant. If anyone hasn't seen that, give that a watch. Good casting, that actually, really good cast.
Does anyone know where the term freelancer originally came from?
There's a knight whose lance was for hire.
Yeah.
There's a mercenary knight, a freelance. A freelancer, technically. It looks like it wasn't free, you had to pay him. Women, wine, money, whatever.
As an annual Valentine's fundraiser, the San Antonio Zoo allows patrons to name a cockroach after their ex.
Ah!
And then they will then feed the cockroach to one of their animals. For a slightly higher donation, you can upgrade to naming a frozen rat as your ex.
I want the rat to be alive. Yeah, I'd want the rat to be alive. I want it frozen, and I want to watch that rat struggle in the death grip of a python.
Oh, the poor rat! It's not really your ex, is it?
It's taken on their name, therefore...
You'd like to see your ex slowly devoured by a python, though.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. That'll be murder, Mike.
In theory, if you put a mirror half a light year away from Earth, then looked at it from Earth, you could see a year into the past.
Well, so I'm looking at myself, looking a year younger, looking at me in a mirror. Well, that's a waste of fucking time. That's what photos are for. Well done, science. Figure that one out. Well done. Fucking hell. Surely someone have got something better. Hey, let's cure cancer. Nah, let's think about fucking putting a mirror in space. Twats.
In 1942, the BBC requested postcards from the coastlines of mainland Europe, and after millions were sent in, the War Office were able to plan the best spot for D-Day landings 2 years later.
Yeah, they could. And then everyone forgot about the bocage just behind the beaches. All the little Normandy fields got these very sunken lanes that are perfect for ambushes and high hedgerows that are tanky. Even a tank couldn't bulldoze its way through easily. That's why they had to put the rhino modifications on the Shermans. These big bulldozer blades just go straight through the head. No one in the military intelligence planning realised or thought about how that might be really bad terrain to fight in if you're attacking. Sunken hedgerows and dead-end roads. Just perfect ambush territory, and no one giving us... Even though most of the British High Command had probably been to fucking Normandy on holiday before the war started. Yeah.
Does anyone want to hazard a guess at what is the world's most shoplifted food?
Bread.
No.
Fruit?
No.
Pies.
Cookies, biscuits.
No.
Okay.
It's dairy.
Cheese. Oh, milk.
No.
Cheese.
Cheese. Oh, these shoplifters have got good taste. I love cheese. I'm a tyromancer.
Have they worked that out?
Dunno. I guess that for insurance purposes, shops say what's been stolen. number one is cheese.
Cheese is more expensive. They're only stealing bread, but there's loads of that.
I would have thought it would have been meat.
I thought it was, yeah.
Meat. Yeah, alright, give us one more.
Another cheese one. Then eating more cheese and drinking more wine may help delay cognitive decline.
Oh, well, I eat shitloads of cheese, my brain should be fine.
I've seen another article, eating cheese and drinking wine's going to give you like a heart attack.
I eat a shitload of cheese, my brain will be fine. I said that twice for comedy effect. As if
I wasn't paying attention.
No, just, I thought as if I was going senile, so I said it twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it.
It's also very funny. Oh, never laugh at dementia, I suppose. It runs in my family though, so I'll get it.
You've already started.
Could skip.
No, I've probably already got it, to be honest. My short-term memory is terrible. It is terrible. Nothing to do with the weed or beer, though. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. We are cutting to the bun the Potion of the Apocalypse. I am Ben. Thank you for listening. Don't drink the Flavour Aid. Don't join a cult.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Thanks for listening and have a good evening.
And follow us on Facebook. We're on SoundCloud and we'll be on Anchor very soon. Spotify as well. YouTube, Stitcher. Wherever you can get a podcast, you can usually find us.